Expect the best, get the best. Stop accepting sloppy choices, sloppy behaviors from other people. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. You know, I'm not a perfectionist and I'm not demanding, okay? But I do expect the best when I give the best. And everyone's idea of what the best is can be different, but I do have certain standards. And I got to thinking about people who just accept slop. They accept sloppy behaviors from others, sloppy treatment from others, sloppy service when they're out. They just don't have their standards set high enough, in my opinion. You know, I often say that we only get whatever our highest standard is. So if we have low standards, we're likely not going to get better than those low standards that we've set. So if you expect low service, someone giving you poor service, you are likely to only get poor service. But if you've elevated your standards and you say, wait a minute, I expect better than this, often that person will try to live up to expectations that you have if they're fair. If they're not, sometimes we have to move on. You know, for me, if someone's not treating me right, I'm going to move on from that relationship if they don't make that change. I'm going to let them know first. And if they don't make that change, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to stay there and accept sloppy behavior, sloppy service. You know, one particular restaurant that my husband and I went to, we like to sit at the bar, and they always leave the door open across from the bar, directly across from the bar where you're sitting, and you can see all the stuff that they've got in there. It's like a storage area. And often I say, would you please shut the door? Well, they'll shut the door after about 5 minutes and then they open it again. And this goes on time and time again. And I've had friends tell me the same thing. So I really don't go there anymore. And, and also the service is kind of gruff. And so, that doesn't work with me. I'm polite, I'm kind, but I don't go back. If I've addressed the issue and they're not correcting it. And often people will correct it once once you've acknowledged it to them and said, hey, wait a minute, this is unacceptable for me. You do it in a right way, a polite way, of course. And most people will self-correct. They will. They'll try to live up to what you expect from them if it's fair, if they can. And most people can, and if you're being fair. You don't expect more from somebody than they can give. But if they're giving you slop and they can give better, then, it's either you move on or they change, one or the other. And so I see people accepting slop in all kinds of relationships, all kinds of situations, in the job situation. Many years ago, I had a job. And the boss, she would come out and she would slam stuff on my desk. And she would be nasty and she would raise her voice and she was not nice. And truly, I believe she was jealous of me and everything. And that's being truthful. But, I didn't give her a reason to. I was always nice to her, always kind. But I think that was just the bottom line. And so one day I said to her, please don't do that again. That's being very disrespectful. And she kind of looked at me and I said, yes, your behavior has been out of line. Now I ran the risk of, getting fired. And because she knew I had valid reason, she didn't fire me, but she did change her behavior. And actually when I finally quit the job because, I put in my resignation shortly thereafter because I got a better job even. And she gave me a big party. She made a Barbie cake for me because she always said I looked like Barbie, which that was a compliment. But in other words, I addressed the issue and she lived up to my expectation. But on the other hand, she could have fired me. That could have happened too. Some people won't live up to your expectations, but I don't want to be around sloppy behavior, sloppy anything, okay? From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.